Here's tonight's news flash. An explosion in the middle of the air. Can you imagine this? Investigators say a mother of two from New Mexico died after a Southwest jet's engine blew and threw shrapnel through a window.
Today?
Well, tonight, young women who say they were sexually abused by former USA Gymnastics team doctor Larry Nassar, they can get some closure. Nassar was sentenced to 60 years in federal prison. More than 100 women and girls have now accused Nassar of molesting them. They include Olympians Aly Raisman, Michaela Maroney, and Gabby Douglas. At 4:30, we told you that there were 3 people struck by lightning and 1 was fatally hit. We have just learned within the last 15 minutes that the person thought to be dead originally has regained a pulse and consciousness.
What about an Englishman?
Ooh, you got some?
Yes, I have.
Okay, call a friend.
Right.
Tweet me.
Oh, no, we're not public on that. Jesus Christ.
Send me a DM. Slide in the DMs.
What's the DM?
Slide
Dr. Martens.
direct messages.
Oh, those things.
Slide in my DM
Okay.
with your friend.
Right.
We can set it up.
Okay. But Scottish?
Ooh, yeah.
Ginger hair?
No.
There's some good-looking ginger-haired men out there.
Here in Vancouver, where the devil is bringing the heat to the TV screens this winter, we're going to give you some behind-the-scenes look. Hey there, Dan and Fanchon. We are here with the Clinton campaign, and it is just a mix of emotions going on right now. That's because this race is so tight. A lot of those key battleground states and states that they hope will be toss-ups are just too close to call right now. Yes, it's back with us, guys. Look what just happened. Live TV is just so lovely. This is Brashear Gray. We all know him as Hakeem Lyon. You look great tonight.
You look beautiful.
Thank you so much. I just saw you this morning. We're old friends. Now change my dress. You have on a very dapper tailored suit. Who you're wearing tonight? Right now, hundreds of sex offenders across Indiana are unaccounted for, and officials say your help is the #1 thing that can help track them down. We begin News Point at 11 with breaking news tonight. A state trooper involved in a shooting with a suspect, and now his K9 officer is also missing at this hour. We are having technical difficulties, but here is what we can tell you back out here in the studio.
See, that's so unfair. That is so unfair. That is so unfair. All those Ed Sheeran lookalikes, that's so unfair.
Oh, wait, I do like him, though.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Wait. It's the music. It's because he's a musician.
And he's a cool-looking guy.
He is. Yeah. Okay, that one I do. Can you get it?
So,
Walking in that hospital room earlier today to see this 25-year-old woman so badly beaten and battered, it was just something that literally took your breath away. But she sat there with such bravery to tell the story of one of the darkest nights in her life. 25-year-old Carly Hager is not a victim. She's a survivor who lived to tell her story.
And he tried to rip my tongue out with his bare fingers from here all the way up to here. And he succeeded halfway.
From her hospital bed with bruises and bite marks all over her body, Carly recalled the traumatizing episode with her mother by her side. She says she and her now ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Ryan Cameron, returned home from a wedding Saturday night with friends. After launching a verbal assault, things got physical.
He locked his friends outside of our house and ran to the bathroom and locked us in the bathroom.
That's where Carly says Ryan bit off a piece of her ear and she was beaten until she passed out.
I woke up to Ryan just sitting next to me like he thought I was dead.
Those friends called police, a move Julian Center CEO Catherine O'Connor says may have saved Carly's life.
Those people intervened. They did what they could to stop the situation, and they called the police to make sure something happened to protect this victim. And that's exactly what should happen.
Carly's mother says she didn't see any warning signs, but these visible signs won't define her baby girl.
Her strength and beauty is inside, and the scars will heal. And in time, so will her heart. And I'm incredibly proud of you.
Carly says after a loving 2-year relationship, the mental, verbal, and physical abuse just started about a month ago. She wants this story to warn others not to ignore the signs and know this is not what love looks like.
You have to tell somebody. You can't be embarrassed. You can't be ashamed. You have to tell somebody because I almost died, and it can happen.
And again, 26-year-old Ryan Cameron is in jail tonight facing a list of felony counts in connection to that assault. Now, the family has set up a GoFundMe account to help pay for these medical expenses, as it will be a long road ahead for Carly. We'll have that information for you at fox59.com. From Eskenazi Health, Tanae Howard, Fox 59 News. 17-year-old James Franklin Jr. is back on the court in full force, driving to the basket as the Cathedral Irish get ready for their season opener. But just a month ago, this was James in the hospital, connected to tubes after having a part of his brain removed.
They like, how are you living to this day? They didn't expect me to be here, to be honest with you.
James is a walking basketball-playing miracle. He had a stroke shortly after birth that left scar tissue on his brain that caused seizures, meaning mom and dad always had to be right there watching him. James had a seizure on the court last December as his dad looked on.
And I ran down the bleachers and got him before he fell. And I was just say, man, Riley it is. It's even no questions, no more. It's where we're going.
The family finally decided to head to Riley Hospital for Children. That's where they met Dr. Jody Smith and Dr. Kelly Kramer.
We wanted to find that area of the brain that was causing the seizures and, if possible, take it out.
Tests showed removing the part of the brain with seizure activity shouldn't affect his motor skills. James's biggest concern was being able to play basketball after surgery.
Literally cut out the area of the seizure focus and left that out and left the motor cortex, the important part of the brain, and literally resected that entire area, which was not an insignificant area. It was quite a large area of brain.
And a month later, a 17-year-old has his life back. James hasn't had a single seizure since the surgery.
I'm thankful for that and feel like I'm at the point where I don't have to worry about anything, and so do my parents, and it's a happy life right now.
A city county council member arrested for child molestation was just released from jail. What two girls accused him of doing and how you can keep your own children safe from predators. Plus, a pilot who disappeared more than 4 years ago was presumed dead. The new evidence his family has that proves he could still be alive. We start tonight with a rainy and windy night to kick off the weekend. Some showers are starting to move into central Indiana. It's going to get a lot warmer too after those showers. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes, who's tracking the Weather Authority forecast. Breaking news, a city county councilman was just released from jail hours after he was arrested on child molestation charges. Councilor Jeff Miller did not say anything as he walked from the jail to his car. Republican Party leaders tell Fox 59 they expect him to step down from the council. Court documents show two girls told investigators Miller massaged them when they were at his home. Investigators say one of the girls told them Miller touched her under her shirt and close to her groin. Now Miller told police he was actually surprised that they would let him do anything that made them feel uncomfortable. Now many are calling on Miller to resign. State Senator Merritt says once he receives a letter of resignation, he will call for a special election to fill the seat. With the charges against Miller and the allegations that are coming to light about big names in Hollywood, the issue of sexual abuse is dominating headlines. We know it is not an easy subject to talk about, but experts say it is one that is especially important, especially to discuss with your children. Fox 59's Trevor Shirley spoke to an expert and parents tonight about having that scary conversation. Experts say if parents start these conversations early, it can make things a lot easier as those children get older and the topics get more specific. You can read much more about the councilman Jeff Miller's arrest and the court documents in this case. Just head to fox59.com. A suspected indie gang leader is in jail tonight. Richard Grundy III was arrested during an FBI raids earlier today. Our cameras were rolling as dozens of SWAT trucks and police targeted at least 3 homes. Multiple sources tell Fox 59 Grundy was a target of those raids after his name surfaced as part of a federal surveillance during a recent drug investigation. 17 people were sought in these city-wide raids. A man arrested for impersonating a U.S. Marshal at the Indiana State Fair. Marshals arrested Larry Lawson for impersonating a federal officer and lying about it. In court documents, police say Lawson used counterfeit money at the state fair. During an interview, state police say Lawson identified himself as a U.S. Marshal and showed them fake badges and paperwork. Police say he later admitted to lying. Investigators are asking anyone who Lawson identified himself to as a Marshal to please call them. It's been more than 4 years since a U.S. pilot disappeared in South Africa. His family, who now lives in Indiana, says that they have no reason to suspect he's alive. Jerry Krause disappeared in April of 2013 on a flight from South Africa to the West African country of Mali. He was overseas as a missionary. The plane was never found and there were no distress calls. His family says they've always believed he was alive. In September, they got an email from a woman who they believe has high-level government contacts and has been working on the case. She says someone reported seeing Jerry with their own eyes.
We know people have the information. Like, we've had multiple sources now who've contacted us and told us that, you know, about clearance levels, about them even having information on my dad, but not being able to share that publicly.
The family went ahead and hired a private investigator to work on their behalf. Their next goal is to make contact with President Trump or Vice President Pence to learn more about this classified information. The family believes Jerry was kidnapped and is being forced to fly and transport goods or people. New on News Point, teachers trapped in a bus for nearly a day for a great cause. They raised $6,000 for a student diagnosed with leukemia. Yesterday, we told you about the Shelbyville Middle School leaders who spent the day on a bus raising money for Kyra Lee. She was diagnosed with leukemia last month. So last year, those same school leaders spent a day and a half on the school's roof raising money for another student who also battled the same cancer. New tonight, deer hunting season starts tomorrow, and now an animal welfare group is asking a judge to toss out an emergency rule allowing rifle hunting on state or federal property. The Center for Wildlife Ethics filed their request in LaPorte County. The Indiana DNR issued the rule earlier this month as a way to fix a so-called legislative mistake banning rifles from public forests. The ethics group argues the ban is a clear legislative mandate. The judge has not yet issued a ruling. New on News Point, self-driving cars could soon be on the roads in Indiana. The state is working with Purdue to prepare Hoosier roads and licensing requirements for self-driving cars. Can you believe that? I feel like we're on the Jetsons. This comes as lawmakers will likely be presented with a plan to form a task force and evaluate the changes needed. The proposal echoes Governor Holcomb's support for the development of the vehicles. It could be as late as 2040 before self-driving cars are on our roads. All right, thanks, Brian. So we all heard of these DNA kits, right? Maybe you even used one and sent your saliva to a company to learn more about your family and your ancestry. Well, now that saliva could land in the hands of police officers and they can use it to convict you in a crime. Plus, how would you like to know exactly what your baby will look like before you're ever even pregnant? See how a new app is telling potential new parents everything they need to know before trying.